You know what? I'm going to be a bigger man and say, yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong about the potential for State of Decay 2. I was wrong about my actual hype for State of Decay 2. Now, I'm not backtracking my words. Actually, far from it. I'll explain later. But after watching a lot of the gameplay of State of Decay 2 through IGN, you know what? I'm kind of excited for this game. You know, when it comes to the first State of Decay, I was really not just a fan of it. It just felt very mediocre to me. And I didn't really think that it was, you know, anything that warranted a high-profile sequel many years later. That really changed around for me. State of Decay 2 is coming into a market that, you know, has no real competition. When I look at it, State of Decay 2 is this base building defense game against zombies. You're building up your resources, you're building up your weaponry, your gear, everything else in order to fend off zombies and whatever. And it's going to be a co-op game, unlike the first game, which is why I really didn't like the first game. First game was built for co-op, but it never ended up coming out. I think that's just me feeling like I got burnt by the developers after they had promised multiplayer many times for the first State of Decay. Sadly, that never came out. But State of Decay 2 is coming into a market where the only other competition is Metal Gear Survive. Now, you could say that Fortnite Save the World is the other competition, but no one really plays that. No one gives Fortnite Save the World a time or place to play. They're all busy playing Battle Royale, and it looks like Epic is just going to kind of give up on the Save the World mode anyways. So there's really no point in saying that, you know, Fortnite Save the World is in any form of competition to State of Decay 2 or Metal Gear Survive. Metal Gear Survive didn't sell pretty much any copies. It sold incredibly poorly. Incredibly poorly. Thank God. Because the practices that were in that game were absolute anti-consumer to the next notch. So, State of Decay 2 is going to come out with pretty much little to no competition. And you know what? That might be why Microsoft isn't marketing this game at all. It's its only kind out there, and maybe, you know, through word of mouth, this game will get out there and sell a lot more than, you know, if it had marketing or not. But that doesn't mean that it's still going to kind of hurt the game if not a lot of people know that the game is coming out. This was the point I was trying to make in my last video. You know, I went too much into why I don't like State of Decay 1 and why I personally didn't think it was going to sell that well. But I'm still reiterating the point that this game isn't being marketed at all. You know, it being on IGN and stuff is really cool, and seeing gameplay and like exclusive gameplay through IGN is pretty cool. But I've seen zero ads, even like zero Twitter ads for this game. The only ads I've seen is for Sea of Thieves, and that game just came out and it's not doing too well in terms of reviews. If you like Sea of Thieves, that's awesome, but Sea of Thieves isn't doing very well in reviews, and it's one of the only Xbox exclusives to come out this year on top of State of Decay 2, which, in it having bad reviews, might make people think, what's the point of picking up a next Xbox exclusive? If it's gonna be mediocre just like the rest. And I'm not saying that State of Decay 2 is gonna be mediocre, okay? I'm not saying that at all. But when it comes to the public ideas and the public thoughts and the public, you know, emotions towards Xbox exclusives, since they've been burnt time and time again, what will make them want to come back to State of Decay 2? Well, zero marketing for it is not the best idea. It's not at all. You know, maybe when the beta comes out, then people will say, hey, you know what, this is actually a pretty good game. Let's talk to friends about it, you know, let's spread it through word of mouth. But, yeah. And then going back to my video, I had a lot of good conversations with a lot of the people in the community for State of Decay. My video got recommended, it got put in the algorithm for a big fan channel of State of Decay. And, you know, that caused a lot of good conversations, but for the most part, it came to complete hate. without any substance, without any form of argument whatsoever. You know, I get comments like, you know what, you got your opinion, but you should just go kill yourself. That's not good for your community. If you are happy for State of Decay and you love the community, if someone has an opposite opinion of you of that game, don't tell them to kill themselves. Don't tell them some fucking bullshit that a lot of the comments were saying. I had some pretty deep intellectual conversations about State of Decay 2, and people ended up starting agreeing with me, saying, you know what, you're right, the advertisement has been pretty low, but I want this game to succeed. And I was like, you know what, I want it to succeed also just for you. Just because, you know what, this is a game that you're passionate about. But going into another person's channel, telling them to kill themselves over basic fucking opinions, that's not good for your community whatsoever. That shows how much of a toxic community that you have. And that might be the vocal minority, but when it came to the comment section, it was the majority. So, I also had some person say, you know, fucking, who would want to buy a pirate game when you could buy a game full of blood and gore? That is such a one-dimensional, surface-level argument that has been disproven time and time and time again. Because people don't buy games just for blood and gore. Games don't sell just because it has blood and gore. That's stupid. That's a dumb argument. That makes no sense whatsoever. Games last year, the top 2 Game of the Year contenders had 0 blood and 0 gore. Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. That doesn't make any sense. Also, someone called me a PlayStation fanboy. How could I be a PlayStation fanboy when my fucking profile picture and channel art have Joy-Cons in them and I haven't made a single video on a PlayStation game yet? Please, don't be this ignorant. Don't be this stupid. Don't be this dumb. Please think before you type, or else people are going to discredit whatever the fuck you have to say. So, that's my little rant on the end of that video, you know. But like I said, State of Decay 2 looks pretty fucking awesome. I'm actually genuinely surprised now and genuinely excited for this game to come out. I hope you guys are as well. If you like this video, please like it. Please comment down below what you think about State of Decay 2 now that gameplay is out. When my video first came out, there was barely to little any gameplay. Now that there is gameplay, I'm judging it in a better light. So, what do you guys think about State of Decay? Comment down below. Subscribe if you enjoyed this little rant and me saying how wrong I was, and like the video if you liked it. Thank you guys so much. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend, and stop being assholes. Just be a nice fucking person. Bye-bye.